What's up, everybody? We have everybody's favorite guest back, Taryn King, but she is back with something absolutely incredible. She has been a part of the development of the land and ranch community. As you know, she's always, been in the horse properties and been the horse property realtor. But now she has taken this to a whole other level and is part of the founding members, but honestly is the passion behind it all. So we're going to talk about land and ranch plus co-sponsorship, because this is an opportunity for you to leverage all of Taryn's knowledge. If you are in the land and ranch space, or maybe you're completely not, but you know somebody that is, that you'd like to bring into EXP, well, we got just the thing for you, and we're going to talk about that. So, Taryn, welcome. How you been doing? You holding up after all those long hours?
I hopefully can sleep a little bit more soon, but man, when you've got passion like this and an opportunity like this, it's been incredible. I'm super excited to finally be able to bring this to everybody.
Perfect. Well, let's start a little bit with the land and ranch value add, and then we'll go down the co-sponsorship, since they launched 15 days apart, almost like a match made in heaven. So tell us a little bit just about the land and ranch side of things that you've been, heading up.
No, I think the really cool part about what we've built in land and ranch is that at this point, I think most brokerages know they need to have something in this space. However, we have been, I think, the only brokerage that has what I call real tangible value. Again, it's kind of an EXP thing. It's a Wolfpack thing. There's no fluff. It's a lot of actual marketing partnerships here that are going to save you money, that are going to maximize your reach, that are going to maximize your seller's reach. And we have options. We have different, it's just incredible. It's a whole value stack. 20 different marketing partners to start with. You can't beat that. These, if you were to list one listing for 1 year on these websites that we have now developed contracts with, you're looking at about 14 grand. We're doing it for $3 a year. So it's something that, and the other thing is time. Time is money. We've got a one-click listing syndication to get it out to all of these websites. Those are just the two big things for me. That's it. And then there's a whole stack behind that.
Right. So one listing, 14,000, or an entire annual membership for, I think, 10 active listings at a time is probably where it is, to have it on all of them with one click of a button for $3 grand. So right there, even if you're at a brokerage that doesn't even charge you for transactions, and you're in this land and ranch space, you are saving multiple 5 figures, sometimes 6 figures, if you're really moving these large land and ranch properties.
Yep, it's huge. And we don't have any limit to the amount of listings that you can throw out there on those websites. There's a couple of land.com and horseproperties.net are little add-ons for certain things. So there has some nuance there, but in terms of the actual value, there's really no limitations.
That's really cool. So obviously you've been in this space, you've sold a lot of land and ranch properties, acreage properties, and you were kind of building this because it's always something, it's been a passion of yours to save the land and all the things. But as we push forward, we've been having conversations more and more, and I'm not a cowboy. I mean, I like country music, but we've been having more conversations about these co-sponsorship conversations, these revenue share conversations that you didn't expect to happen at least this quickly. So tell me a little bit about kind of the different avatars that you're having these conversations with, starting with people that are outside of EXP.
Yeah, I think the value stack alone is already gaining attention, right? We've barely started this rollout of marketing angle, and we have people who have said, wait a minute, what are you guys doing? And been able to already attract some agents that, quite honestly, I was working on for years. And this one reel, right, with an entire list of what we're offering, I started getting calls from outside of EXP. And what I did not realize when we launched this and we did the initial call, my phone hasn't stopped ringing with agents inside eXp who maybe were with luxury, so they know a little bit about the platform, that we've built the same thing on the luxury platform, or they've just have done maybe 1 or 2 land and ranch deals. They're interested in it, but they haven't been able to maximize on it. but they see the value, right? So maybe it's not their thing, but they know how incredible this value stack is. So I've received calls of, hey, you're like the go-to person, but I'm here in Texas, or I'm here in California, I'm here in Montana. I know these agents, but it's not my thing. Can we partner? Can we create something together and really maximize both of our reach? And I had no idea the potential power that we were building with that.
Right. And obviously co-sponsorship that launched May 1st here at eXp officially gives rocket fuel to these agents that maybe have struggled with growth, haven't been able to focus on growth, because in the land and ranch space, you have these massive properties. They're on the market for a long time. They need a lot of attention. And so growth hasn't been a thing. Well, part of the thing that Taryn is a part of is also the number 2 net growth organization at eXp in 2023 and 2024. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to talk a little bit about co-sponsorship and how this all looks as we kind of go. So as you can see here, we have co-sponsorship and the ability to have an organization bolt on to something like land and ranch, for your own sales needs, or be able to approach agents with the land and ranch value stack and say, hey, this is what we're doing. Is this what you're doing at your brokerage? No. Well, let's have a conversation. You can then bring Taryn or myself, Louis Galt, Mike Sherrard, into the conversation, depending on, what that personality type looks like or whatever. And we're going to help close them. We will sponsor them. You will co-sponsor them. And by doing that, they will get access to the entire Wolfpack value stack, 7 tiers up, already handed to them. Mm-hmm. You say, what's this look like? Well, maybe they can't, maybe they're super interested in social media and you're just on Facebook because that's where you kill it with your equine properties. Well, they can plug into the number 1 social media training just by naming Taryn a sponsor and you a co-sponsor. And then every agent that you build underneath will be into the Wolfpack as well, as have access to you and what you offer personally. And so it's a really cool setup. And so let's just kind of dive into this, Taryn, and you want to speak to, the power of the Wolfpack a little bit and what you've come to, know and love over the last 2 years.
Yeah, absolutely. When I decided to join eXp, I realized quickly that it was actually more important to find the best sponsor. And so I hunted you guys down. I truly interviewed all of the organizations and I went to see who was going to be the best and what the value stack was. And I could not be more impressed. And 2 years later, I'm still impressed, right? That's the kind of the staying power of the Wolfpack. The community is huge. The actual, like I said, tangible benefits of all of the different courses, trainings, options, whatever you need is here. Whatever your kind of niche or your interest is, whether it's investment, agent attraction, you're a newer agent that needs to work on your sphere of influence. You've got Jeremy, the whole lineup. It touches the entire career path, essentially.
Yep. So let's just kind of dive into this. There are a few nuances that we don't necessarily need to go into. If you are the co-sponsor, you're going to receive that first year benefit. So that $4,000 when they cap will be yours, because that new agent will actually technically be on your tier 1. And with Taryn as the co-sponsor, they'll be on her tier 2. Mm-hmm. She will retain the FLQA credit, which is assignable, as well as the stock award. So that's kind of the split within the co-sponsorship. But when you look at the immense amount of value that you can provide, not only land and ranch agents, and that's where people really kind of get hung up, because if you have a home run land and ranch agent, you want to bring Taryn in, she's the sponsor, you're the co-sponsor, and you still have access to all of the Wolfpack, but you're like, I just really need the land and ranch. Well, at that point, that's great. But when we're talking about a duplicatable model here within the revenue share at eXp, what happens if this person is drawn to land and ranch, but their brother is a broker who, wants to get out of the business and really needs social media training, right? just by doing it this way, because the value exists to help you grow your organization within the Wolfpack, right? We're going to do the calls for you. We're going to do the explain calls. We're going to do the 3-way closing calls with your help. But coming from an organization that's net growth is absolutely incredible is insane. And so right away, we're going to help you with your growth. When we choose to partner, when you bring an agent into the Wolfpack, I'm going to be your number one contact for all things growth, right? If you want to learn the model, I have accelerators. If you need to have a conversation, you have a question, I'm going to be helping you with that to help you grow. Because ultimately, as we've built this out, as the co-sponsor, if you sponsor with a Wolfpack member, so you're the co-sponsor of the Wolfpack member, like Taryn is the sponsor. If you do that with 10 agents, you then get access to the leaders call here within the Wolfpack, which is a call with Joshua Smith, Mike Sherrard, myself, John, Connor Steinbrook, Louis Galt, all of these people that are involved in leadership and constantly growing. You're going to be plugged right into that, right? You're going to maybe even get a hat. You're going to get access to the Social Agent Academy instead of just your agents that you bring in doing that. So if I can get you to 10 as quickly as possible, you're making the intros, we're closing them, they're joining you as co-sponsor, Taryn as the sponsor, then you're going to grow quicker. So let's just dive into what this value stack obviously means. Obviously, you have Taryn with the Land and Ranch. I'm sure you've talked to her about that. If you haven't already, her contact stuff will be below. But then we have... Sorry, let's get these slides. First off, above Taryn, you have myself with the Real Estate Agent Playbook. This is choose your own adventure, building your foundational pillars as you grow your business right here, right now, right? They'll get this day one. So say that you bring an agent on and then they bring a new agent on who has never closed a deal. They don't have to babysit. You don't have to babysit. Taryn doesn't have to babysit. They're going to go through my course. They'll have live access to Q&A calls, and it's built in a way that they can choose their own adventure and guide their own, success. Then we have obviously Louis Galt here. We'll check on Louis. Louis is a top 1% agent at eXp with growth. His big thing is systems, processes, time management. He has a course, Predictable Production. Every single agent that you sponsor into the Wolfpack as a co-sponsor is getting access to this. Then, of course, we have Mike Sherrard. He's a top producing agent. Mike Sherrard happens to be the number one personal attractor all time at eXp, but he also attracts the most agents that are selling homes. So as we kind of grow this out, you see that there's a massive value stack. His Social Agent Academy here is given to every single agent within his 7 tiers, which the agents that you would co-sponsor and sponsor with Taryn would be within that realm, would then have access to this community to help grow your social media, YouTube channel. It's wild. I've been at all kinds of different events lately, and the amount of people when the Wolfpack is in the room that say they have a YouTube channel or have gotten a deal from social media is absolutely incredible. This stuff works, and it's not just what you provide. Now you can bolt on to this amazing opportunity. So as we kind of complete this out, the future agent, the new agents downline, it's not, you don't have to do the sponsor co-sponsor thing anymore. So say you bring John to the company, if Taryn's a sponsor, you're the co-sponsor, anybody who John brings to the company is just one tier removed. So say John brings Sarah would be on Taryn's tier 3 and your tier 2. And so that's how the co-sponsorship works. It's a massive, value stack right off the bat. If you decide to partner with us, that we can help you grow, we can teach you all these models, but then from there on, we're growing. So we're gonna pop this screen off of the video now, and then we will go back to just jamming out with Taryn as we kind of wrap this up.
Yeah.
So Taryn, did I cover everything there?
You covered a lot, and
right.
In addition to the Land and Ranch division, which everybody has access to, right? What I'm personally am building now, because I've been watching what the Wolfpack has done for the last 2 years and how you guys have built so much value and how we just really bring it together and have created this model. I'm now building out a rev share organization that kind of 10Xs in VIP, if you will, of the Land and Ranch. So where we have Tuesday mastermind calls in the Land and Ranch division, we're going to take that to a Thursday call for my personal rev share organization and go, okay, well, how are we going to implement and how are we going to hold ourselves accountable to it? We're going to give you access to all of our CRM marketing and drip campaigns that are customized for everything Land and Ranch. Everything I do is Land and Ranch, right? Horses, houses, and houses for horses. And as well, when we're teaching these masterminds with the division as a whole, we're telling you what to do and how to do it when you join, and if you join or if you co-sponsor with us. I'm giving you access to those templates. So I'm giving you the Canva links to take, copy, duplicate, brand for yourself. So it's essentially we're creating another level of the Land and Ranch as well. And I think that's where this really is going to start to take off.
Right. And it's kind of like Land and Ranch is a big box store. Taryn's been on the front lines of that. But then there's these little boxes, right? There's these little boxes when Taryn turns on her, auto voicemail dialer and she has 180 calls in 7 days because she did it all at once first. Those kind of things. Right.
Do it and maximize your time instead of doing
those kind of things, and the generation of the Facebook leads and the direct access to Taryn. And all of those things. And it's not that she's held anything back from the Land and Ranch, but it's just this is more specific, tailored towards you. It's not something she can just provide on a mass scale because of the involvement in that. So to plug into that niche specific piece of it is absolutely incredible. And, as she builds it out and other niches come into play, like you have direct access to her to kind of help, maybe the golfing realtor or, whatever that needs to be, because she's absolutely incredible on the marketing side. So if you are an agent at eXp, Taryn and I would like to talk to you and discuss the co-sponsorship setup, what you get right away by agreeing to partner, as well as how this will look and how you have access to us for closing calls and all the training that's going to go along with that. If you're an agent that's not at eXp, co-sponsorship is not 100% in your wheelhouse right now. Directly connect with Taryn King. She will talk to you all about the Land and Ranch stuff and all about being a part of that organization that she's growing. But yeah, we will put the links below, co-sponsorship link for eXp and Wolfpack discovery call with Taryn below. So Taryn, you got any final words? This is a pretty exciting time and I'm really excited to see your organization grow. And I know how much work you've put in on the Land and Ranch side, and it's all coming together. So got any final words? It
is. And I appreciate my big why behind it, right? It's not like we're doing this just for the transactions and the cash behind it, which is incredible opportunity. But there's also this heart and soul to everything I do, right? And if we can come together and really build something massive and at a national level, we have a real ability to help our industry, whether that's cattle ranching, farming, horse properties, or horse industry. I think that's a big thing behind everything I do. And I want to make sure that that's, understood, that we're doing this to help the industry as a whole, because man, no ranch, no riding.
There you go. And the ultimate truth is eXp is the same way with real estate, right? If you're not passionate about something, it's really hard to sell it. It's really hard to talk about it. We don't have to sell eXp. We don't have to sell Land and Ranch division at eXp because we're so passionate about helping agents find that balance and find that absolute niche to grow their business and have ultimate impact on their families. So if you have any questions, please reach out. We'll put the links below. Happy to chat with you guys soon. And this is all about co-sponsorship and Land and Ranch. So let's go.